Are you aware that behind the events and people in your life that trigger you the most is your greatest possibility for transformation and spiritual awakening? There was a time in my life that I decided to invite a friend to come over and live with me. I had a few rooms available and I invited him to come and become my roommate. What I didn't realize is that this friend of mine had a very strong alpha personality. And after 2 weeks of moving into my house, he began to set the rules and regulations of the house according to what he wanted to be. But one of the things that bothered me the most or triggered me the most was the fact that he cooked professionally, and so he would spend 4, 5, 6 hours in the kitchen every day cooking, and he made very clear to me that he did not like anyone in the kitchen when he was cooking professionally. So every once in a while, I was hungry, I wanted to do a snack, or I just wanted to go into my own kitchen. And when I did, I would get there and he would give me this stern look. And he would tell me that, didn't I say that I do not want anyone in the kitchen when I'm cooking? And that used to bother me and that used to trigger me. And so one day, I was like revolted with all those rules and regulations. I wasn't happy and we had this big fight. And I just came to my room. I was so hurt. I was so upset. I was so angry. I was resented. How dare him? This is my house. How dare him to tell me what I can and cannot do in my own house, type of thing. And so I went to my altar, right there, my altar, and I started praying, and the answer that I got was this: if I want peace in my house, I need to first find peace within myself. Now, I was not expecting that answer to come up, but when it did, I realized that within myself, I was at conflict with him. I was going on and how I was right and how he was wrong and how I'm gonna set the record straight next time we fight. And I realized that by having this conflict, this thought of conflict and drama in my head, I was actually perpetuating conflict with him in my real life. So I decided to sit down in meditation, and I do work with spiritual healing. I start to begin to send him long distance healing. He went out of the house, so I was silently blessing him, blessing me, trying to be at peace, trying to let go of resentment. Did some Ho'oponopono. And I was in my room for about 2 hours, and then I went out into the kitchen and I realized that I was completely free of any resentment or any thought of conflict with him. I was just, at least I had worked on myself and I was feeling at peace. So I was in the kitchen doing my dishes, and I noticed he came inside the house and he started walking towards the kitchen. I had my back towards him, and I was expecting, maybe he will come in and go into that mood of conflict and drama and fight. But to my surprise, he came to me and he said, Angela, would you like to have dinner with me? And I was like, wow, So we ended up having dinner together, and he said that when he was out, they had this black cloud in his mind, and all of a sudden the black cloud was lifted. And so I believe in long distance healing. And he said that when the dark cloud was lifted, that he was able to think a little bit clearly, and he realized that he needed to apologize for me for the conflict that we had been having. He also realized that he needed to be living by himself, and that he was eventually gonna look for a 1-bedroom apartment to move out, which he actually did, and we are really, really good friends up to this moment. He often tells me how much he loves me and appreciates me in his life. So the biggest lesson that I learned from this trigger and this drama that I had with him is that if I'm having conflict or drama in my life, I can rest assured that I'm having drama and conflict going on in my head. And so if there is any correction to be done, the first correction needs to be done within myself. And that was actually the very last day that we have had any argument at all. And so if you're facing any drama, any conflict in your life right now, just take a pause and begin to look for opportunities to deactivate that trigger and remove the thought of conflict and drama from your head. Choose to think about something else, not of conflict or drama, and you're gonna see that how life begins to unfold harmoniously on your behalf. I hope this video helped you if you're facing anything like that, and thanks for watching. From my heart to your heart, I see you in love and light. Thank you. Namaste.